Your dog forgave you today, but there are certain feelings dogs never truly forget. And most owners accidentally repeat these wounds every single week without even noticing. Maybe it was the moment your dog slowly walked away after you yelled. Maybe it was the way they flinched for half a second when your hand moved too fast. Or maybe it was something far quieter than that. A disappointed look, a heavy sigh, sleeping farther away than usual, because dogs do not remember pain the way humans do. They remember how safe you made them feel. According to the RSPCA and modern canine behavioral research, dogs build trust through emotional predictability, gentle repetition, and safety. Not dominance, not fear, not punishment. And contrary to the old alpha dog myth, even researcher L. David Meck later clarified that wolves themselves do not naturally live through constant violent dominance struggles the way humans once believed. Your dog is not asking, "Who is stronger?" Your dog is asking, "Am I safe with you?" And once that answer becomes uncertain, something inside them quietly changes. Not revenge, withdrawal. Because loyal dogs rarely stop loving first, they stop feeling safe first. One of the first ways owners accidentally damage that trust is something that looks completely harmless. Petting a dog directly on the head. To humans, it feels affectionate, natural, loving. But to many dogs, a hand suddenly reaching from above feels overwhelming and controlling. Watch closely next time. The slight head pull, the blinking, the stiffened shoulders, the tiny pause before they lean back again. Most owners never notice these microsignals. But dogs communicate discomfort quietly, long before they ever grow distant. Behavioral specialists explain that dogs feel safer when touch feels predictable and voluntary. That is why many dogs respond better to gentle chest rubs or soft touches under the chin instead. Those angles feel less threatening, less invasive, and perhaps most importantly, they allow the dog to choose connection. That choice matters deeply to them because trust is not built through forced affection. It is built through emotional safety repeated over time. And when a dog slowly stops approaching your touch one day, it is rarely about one moment. It is the accumulated memory of many small, uncomfortable moments stacked silently together. Then there is the mistake almost every owner makes at least once: shouting. Yelling may stop behavior quickly, but fear always moves faster than learning. Dogs do not deeply understand human language. They understand emotional energy, your tone, your tension, your facial muscles, your breathing. The moment a loud, angry voice explodes into the room, your dog's nervous system immediately shifts into survival mode. Heart racing, body lowering, ears pulling back, eyes watching carefully for danger. In that moment, learning shuts down. Fear takes over instead. And yes, sometimes the dog obeys afterward, but not because trust grew, because fear did. Behavioral research consistently shows that calm correction and positive reinforcement create stronger long-term learning than fear-based reactions. Because frightened doggos are not emotionally open to learning. They are emotionally focused on surviving. That is why some dogs slowly become quieter after constant yelling. Not calmer, just emotionally cautious. The tail wag becomes smaller, the eye contact fades faster. The excitement disappears from obedience, and one day, some dogs stop reacting entirely. Not because they finally understood you, because they gave up trying to feel safe around unpredictable emotional explosions. Another wound dogs quietly carry comes from something humans often underestimate: walks. To people, walks are exercise. To dogs, walks are emotional oxygen. A walk is not just movement. It is freedom, information, mental stimulation, choice. Every smell on the sidewalk tells a story. Every tree contains emotional messages from another animal. Every slow pause to sniff is part of how dogs process their world. When those walks disappear for too long, frustration builds silently inside the nervous system. And eventually, that trapped emotional energy leaks out somewhere else. Chewing, restlessness, excessive barking, pacing at night. Humans often call these bad behaviors, but many times they are emotional overflow, especially in intelligent or emotionally sensitive breeds like the Chihuahua. Even short walks help regulate stress hormones and calm the canine brain. And when you allow your dog time to sniff instead of constantly pulling the leash forward, you are doing something deeply important. You are telling them, your world matters too. Without that outlet, life slowly begins feeling emotionally smaller for them. Then comes a mistake that quietly poisons what should have been their safest place: using the crate as punishment. A crate should feel like peace, like safety, like emotional shelter, not isolation during anger. Dogs build emotional associations extremely quickly. If punishment repeatedly happens around the crate, The crate itself becomes linked to fear. Soon you notice hesitation near the door, whining, frozen paws, refusing to enter, not stubbornness, emotional memory. Because dogs never separate the environment from the feeling attached to it. That is why trainers who follow force-free behavioral methods encourage owners to make crates calm and comforting spaces instead. Meals there, rest there, quiet safety there, never emotional explosions there. Because once fear settles into a place that was supposed to feel safe, the nervous system remembers. And then there is one of the deepest emotional wounds of all, being ignored, not occasionally, repeatedly. Your dog brings you a toy. You keep scrolling your phone. They sip a sissy quietly. You barely look up. They stare at you from across the room, waiting for even one moment of connection. And eventually, they stop asking. This is not about constant entertainment. Dogs do not need endless attention every second of the day, but they do need acknowledgement. A look, a soft word, a gentle touch, a moment of shared presence. Those tiny interactions tell your dog, you matter here. And when those moments disappear for too long, emotional distance quietly replaces emotional closeness. The saddest part is that ignored dogs rarely become angry first. They become emotionally quieter. Less eye contact, less excitement, less tail wagging. Because after enough unanswered attempts at connection, some dogs learn that trying no longer changes anything. And finally, the mistake almost nobody expects, never rewarding good behavior. Love alone does not clearly teach dogs how the world works. Feedback does. Dogs learn through outcomes. When good behavior consistently leads to warmth, praise, treats, affection, or joy, the brain marks that behavior as meaningful. But when effort constantly goes unnoticed, motivation slowly fades. The dog may still obey, but the spark disappears. The joy disappears. The emotional enthusiasm disappears. And this is not about expensive treats or constant bribery. Even a happy voice matters. A smile matters. A gentle good boy, that matters deeply. Because rewards are not just food. They are emotional communication. They tell your dog, yes, I saw your effort. And perhaps that is what dogs want most from us in the end. Not perfection. Recognition. Because despite all the ways humans accidentally hurt them, most dogs continue loving us with extraordinary loyalty. They still wait beside the door, still follow us into another room, still sleep near our feet at night, not because they forgot every painful moment, but because loyalty remains stronger than the pain. So tonight, when your dog quietly looks at you from across the room, remember something important. You are not just raising a dog, you are shaping the emotional world of a heart that trusts you completely. And if your dog has ever stayed beside you during your hardest days, comment 1 below. Because some hearts remain loyal, even after being hurt.